When the 18-year-old wonder kid Endrick arrived at Real Madrid in the summer of 2024, the hype was understandably huge. 60,000 fans gathered at the Bernabeu to welcome the player, tipped to follow in the footsteps of Vinícius Jr. and Rodrigo, and to become the number 9 that Brazil have arguably been missing since the days of Ronaldo. In his first season, he made 37 first-team appearances, but 2 months into his second season, he was yet to kick a ball. In fact, he hadn't played a minute for club or country since May. So, what exactly is going on with Endrick? Although Real Madrid had to pay Palmeiras €35 million for Endrick in 2022, he was only able to officially join in the summer of 2024 when he turned 18, and it was always expected that his first season would be a case of settling in. He made more first-team appearances across all competitions than fellow Brazilians Vinícius Jr. and Rodrigo had in their debut seasons, having also transitioned from Brazilian to European football, although both of those players actually played more minutes. In that time, Endrick did manage 7 goals, the same number as Rodrigo, and 3 more than Vinícius Jr. But there was a consensus behind the scenes that the reason that he didn't receive more opportunities was then manager Carlo Ancelotti's reluctance to give young players a chance. When asked about Endrick and fellow prodigy Arda Güler in April 2025, Ancelotti said that prospects of their ages at Madrid had to, quote, warm the bench until they became undisputed starters. Now, Xabi Alonso's appointment as manager just a month later was supposed to change things. It was expected to be a fresh start for Real's youngsters, but that hasn't been the case for Endrick yet. He's picked up 2 injuries during that time, which have had a significant impact on his chances of game time. The first, a hamstring injury picked up in Madrid's penultimate game of the 24-25 La Liga season, left him with no chance of featuring in the Club World Cup in the US. While his teammates and new boss flew out to that tournament, Endrick stayed in Spain, rehabbing with club specialists at Madrid's Valdebebas base and at home with a personal trainer that he's worked with since Palmeiras, doing 3 training sessions a day to try to get back up to speed. In that time, though, Madrid Academy striker Gonzalo Garcia seized his opportunity at the Club World Cup. The 21-year-old ended up winning the tournament's Golden Boot with 4 goals in 6 games, taking full advantage of an ill Kylian Mbappé being absent from the 3 group matches. And while that was going on, Endrick decided to travel to the US at the end of June to be closer to the new coach and backroom staff, along with his colleagues. He began by training separately from the group in Palm Beach near Miami, where Madrid had their base camp, but in his first session back working with his teammates, he suffered a recurrence of the same hamstring injury. The club did not issue a medical update, and players and coaches went on their summer break following the semi-final defeat against Paris Saint-Germain. The news was another setback for Endrick, who would be unavailable to play again until September and would have to start from scratch under Alonso all over again. So throughout the summer, there were reports linking him with a move away. A loan to Real Sociedad was mooted, but those close to Endrick denied to The Athletic that those conversations took place. Then, in August, there was finally some positive news, as he was handed the number 9 shirt that had been previously worn by club legends including Alfredo Di Stefano, Ronaldo Nazario, and Karim Benzema, after Kylian Mbappé switched to 10. In mid-September, club sources told The Athletic that Alonso had been closely monitoring Endrick's progress ahead of a return to fitness, but that did not translate into minutes. After returning to the matchday squad for a La Liga match against Espanyol in late September, Endrick was an unused substitute on 6 consecutive occasions across both the League and Champions League. The October international break was the 3rd in a row that he wasn't involved for Brazil, after Ancelotti, who was appointed manager of the Seleção in May 2025, chose not to call him up for friendlies against South Korea and Japan. Voices close to Endrick have told The Athletic that Ancelotti still has affection for him, given their time together at Madrid, and that the teenager is working to get the playing time which will return him to the national team before next year's World Cup. The lack of opportunities with Madrid and absence from recent Brazil squads mean that those closest to Endrick are sticking to their initial plan to review his situation in January so that he has the best chance of making the World Cup squad. That could see him go out on loan for the second half of the 25-26 season if necessary to get the playing time that he needs.